Y'all rock with DJ FMI and, of course,
Kiana the Goddess.
And we're here at VPR Radio. And guess what we love? You know what we love, Kiana?
What do we love?
We love when people interact with us on social media, Instagram, Spotify, iHeartRadio. The list goes on. And what else, Kiana?
We love to hear your comments. We love to hear your questions. We love when you call us. And we love when you tell us what you want to discuss. So hit our VPR Radio group. Hit us up on VPR_radio on all major platforms. Definitely go and follow this guy.
Why not? Why not? And follow this beautiful woman here.
Kiana the Goddess.
Tune in every Thursday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Here on radiofreebrooklyn.org/VPR Radio. We love you for watching.
All right. Here we go. It's been a few weeks, but it is VPR Thursday. You heard that intro. Please make sure you're following us at VPR_radio. My amazing partner, DJ FMI. Very easy. Go get that follow going. It's worth every second of your time.
Yeah, man. Kiana, I'm feeling great right now. I'm just sharing it live to a few of the platforms I'm with.
Awesome.
And just to make sure we fill in the room. But let me focus on the people at hand. Hey, Kiana, thank you for taking time out. Of course, on another beautiful Thursday.
Yes,
we are here with everybody that gathers on our Facebook, our YouTube, and wherever else y'all tuning in from.
We appreciate it.
Platforms, the industry leaders, and we do what the labels can't. You feel me? Ain't a bad. So, Kiana, how you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good, partner. Thursday is always a great day to come in and see everyone and, welcome another day. I'm just grateful to be here.
Yeah, I hear that, Kiana, because while we're sitting here being grateful and, trying to keep our positive spirits, I have VPR. I got another case of when keeping it real.
Oh, no. Uh-oh.
Like, you could be a real street person. Like, I had to have a conversation with somebody that I was working with at the label.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot, one, buy into potential, two, and if somebody is still doing illicit street business, man, I really can't do business with you.
Yeah, I agree.
Not too much going on, you know what I mean? That's what's going on in the industry with me, FMG, VPR Radio, UMG with my man Showcase Poppy, YMVS, YMG.
Can't be caught up in the BS.
So it's a lot compounding and going on my end.
That's
for me to be around the bullshit. Now, let me show you a case of when keeping it real goes wrong.
Okay.
In the world of hip hop, I understand being real, but Pooh Shiesty sat there, right?
Yeah.
VPR. Pooh Shiesty sat there. I think he did three to 4 years in jail. And mind you, when he went in, he went to go buy a pair of sneakers with somebody, and he pulled out a gun to rob them. He ended up, I think, firing a shot, but dropping the pistol, dropping the money, and legit.
I don't even know what he was locked up for. It sounds
ridiculous. Clearing
the
street from the precinct, mind you. We were doing all this across the street from the precinct. Then got on a jet plane and then left. He treating life like it's a real life GTA server now.
Yeah.
Pooh Shiesty he been running into trouble since he got out. He wanted to get off his label with Gucci Mane.
Right.
He's been having a few issues with Gucci as far as this, like, his cousin's burial, because his cousin was signed to 1017 Brick Squad. And allegedly, when that happened, Pooh Shiesty was in jail. So when he reached out, he's like, yo, can you take care of the funeral? And then, Gucci Mane said, yo, I understand that's your cousin, but right now my wife's birthday's coming up. I'm doing something for that.
Yeah.
So the family felt disrespected. They went back and forth. And he just like, Gucci Mane called to ask for the chain back because, the artist passed away. They're like, man, screw you.
Asking for the chain back, though. That's so extra.
Yeah, because you extra. Screw you. Screw you.
Oh.
We're going to take the chains.
That was shady.
Watching all of this in jail, he can't do nothing to, his family.
Yeah.
So Gucci ended up sending $10,000 for the funeral.
Okay, that covers the funeral.
The family said that ain't nothing. That's just like flowers.
Okay, that actually covers the basic cost of a regular funeral. So I don't know what we're talking about. Like, die with such glory. I mean,
some people, you know what I mean. Some people view it differently. It's strange.
I get it. You want to do, but like, what's the behavior that triggers this? You're not living life with so much purpose and grace and gratitude.
Everybody, they from Memphis. You know what I'm saying? It's cold out there. VPR is, you know what I mean? Brr, you got to hit him with his little catch on. But so after all of that happened, Pooh Shiesty watching this in jail.
Yeah.
Family going back and forth. Pooh Shiesty gets out. And he starts messing with Yo Gotti because Yo Gotti showing more love. And Gucci Man went to go meet up with him. And he robbed him in the studio.
What?
He robbed Pooh Shiesty.
Are you kidding?
Pooh Shiesty, his cousin and his dad went and robbed Gucci Man.
What is wrong with this guy?
Of the studio, robbed the cameraman.
What the hell?
I think robbed one more person. They left for laptops, mics, Gucci Man's wedding ring, money. They took everything. And of course, they got the line stunting. So, you know what I mean? While Pooh Shiesty's still on parole, I know it sounds crazy, VPR. What's going on?
Did he get locked back up? Like, what's happening?
Yeah, he's in jail right now.
Right.
He did a month and he did all of this. So he had Gucci at gunpoint. And right now, the family going through it. The dad just got released. I heard Gucci looked at the dad at one point. And the dad, he said, "You gonna let your son do this?" And his dad said, "Man, bruh."
I'm glad that you prefaced the show.
Shoot your ass.
Say that again.
Pooh Shiesty, when he like Gucci Man while he was getting robbed, looked at Pooh Shiesty's pops like, "You gonna let all this happen?" And his pops like, "Man," and Gucci like, "Shut your ass up, or I'll shoot your ass."
Oh,
and, yeah. So hey, man, it's cold. I'm gonna play this video right now. The lawyers are speaking. Mind you, he did all this on parole with an ankle monitor. Gucci thought he was just going to like a meeting with his artist at the studio. He got something else.
That is insane.
Publicly and said that he's not cooperating with the government.
And it is worth noting that last week we did hear from an FBI agent who said that he had not heard from Gucci Mane either. He also noted that there were no working video cameras inside this recording studio at the time of this incident. Darcy.
Interesting thing that we've seen in the last couple of
Interesting. No. So who was part of that setup?
You know what I mean? I know they're trying to sit there and
but I wanted to say this. I'm glad that you prefaced the show with this because I think it goes to show he was in jail for 2 years, right?
Yeah, 2-3 years.
2-3 years he was in jail. And he came out on the same exact demon time that he went to jail on, which shows, right? Jail is supposed to be a place for reform, you know, rehabilitation for your mind, for what you've been doing to kind of restructure your life. That's the whole purpose, right? Lock them up, let them figure life out so that when they get out, unless you have the most, you know, highest of charges and you're not getting out, but when they get out, they can be productive members of society. And of course, having JD here, who is a racial justice advocate and who just started working within the criminal system and corrections, I think it's key because we're seeing that in 2 to 3 years, he couldn't even learn a lesson. This man has money right by his side. So he dropped, like you said, he's living like GTA. He dropped
he legit dropped the gun, didn't even take the sneakers, dropped the gun, the money, sped off in a green McLaren to a freaking jet.
Okay.
And took off like the video.
What are we committing robberies for?
Like, not across the street from the precinct. He was across the street from the whole precinct.
Unreal.
And right now he's flexing with his father on IG Live what they robbed from Gucci Mane.
Okay. That's smart.
Yeah.
I guess he lives up to his name. I don't know about the Pooh.
What's up? What they talking
in his
about?
song, his grandma said, "You got
what they talking about? We were what? 15 chapters.
Hold on.
What you got?
He said his grandma said what?
So in the song, he said, "My grandma said, cut the grass to keep out the snakes." And he said the whole time, I'm the snake. His name is Pooh Shiesty. He's living up to it, man. He robbed Gucci, and now I understand Gucci's in a point where he can't. If you respond to this, and then you go to court or whatever the case may be.
Why would you respond to it? It's silly. He's just setting himself up for more prison time. So just let him be.
So yeah, this is him flexing with his pops. I think
it's not a flex.
Hey man, everybody.
Melissa, you ain't gotta do too much.
No shit, man. I just went and bought me a new computer, man. So I just went and bought me a new motherfucking setup, man, so I can goddamn go to work.
I just bought one of them.
They just
I just bought the whole studio. I got the whole studio on the backseat.
Yeah, I see y'all doing all this stunning shit on the
This is some of the silliest shit I've ever witnessed.
Shit one time.
Shame on the
She like people just put on our head.
one time,
Come
on
now,
you know how we came out. You know how we came out like that. We just came out like that.
You man.
What you got going on? What you got going on?
Okay, we are in a digital. Why are they even walking around with that? That's ridiculous.
They just robbed that right now.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. The fact that they got those stacks of cash from all those people. Why are y'all walking around with so much goddamn cash?
They walking around with Gucci Man's wedding ring right now.
Yo, bro. Okay. I want to hear. Precious isn't here yet, but can we bring JD up early? Because I want to hear his insight into this bullshit right here. Let's get this man on the stage. JD.
Right, cool. Let me start sharing this.
JD.
Be live on VPR with one of my favorite guests here, JD, and it's like family to us, not even a guest.
Period. You are mighty bright today, sir. You shining like an angel. You got a halo.
Man. This time of day, I got this big window behind me. So
I see.
I hear
that. So how's everybody?
Oh, we doing great, man. We were just listening here and just reacting to this
ignorance. Yeah.
You would think after like 3 to 4 years, you got locked up for a gun charge. You got, you had a bubbling career, but you come home from jail and saying, hey, I want to get released from my contract. Made Gucci sign the contract at gunpoint. So it's not like it's going to hold up in court. You know what I mean? Right. So yeah, JD, I know you just heard a little bit of this and you're not too versed on the rappers, but just give me a take on this. These are young men from Memphis and one from, of course, Atlanta. Gucci's a little bit older.
I mean, it's just, to me, it's sad to see people that have bought into the imagery of what being a thug or being I don't like to say gangster because gangsters really don't behave like that.
They don't.
Gangbangers do, maybe, but just this idea of what they want, the system wants portrayed out there, that you actually follow suit with that, and that becomes popular. This level of ignorance that has been, put into our system to keep us distracted and everything. It's sad to see someone take it to that level and that length.
JD, someone in the chat said to you, why didn't PsyD just send someone? Why would he do that in person like he ain't gonna get caught?
Yeah, because
like
they got this misnomer of pride. They got this misnomer of what it means to be for real and all of those things, right? There's nothing about that that's, really cool, except for to some people that have no idea of what life is all about. It's really a shame how far away from life we are in this society.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Joey Kush said, and his dad. This is dad actually bonding out.
Shame on his father, like I said.
They allowed him to bond out.
Why?
Hey man,
I'm sure he's got a record. PsyD didn't learn this kind of behavior on his own. His father is clearly in his life.
The father definitely is contributing to the whole energy of this son. I mean, behavior is ridiculous.
That's this modern day hip hop. Honestly, it brings me. I know I was sitting here. What shocked me, JD, over the weekend? I'm sitting there and I get an alert like 2 days ago, and I'm listening. It says Cardi B shot. I was like, what? My girl looks at me. I look at her. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, no way. If that's real, I would have seen it in my phone. I would have been messaging somebody at him. The chat would have been lit up. Yeah. Then I go on to confirm that no, not Cardi B. It was Offset. That was in an altercation with Little TJ's crew.
What?
Yeah, man. It's just I want to say at the Hard Rock Casino in like Florida or something like that. So it's I don't understand how you could have this much money and maybe still have this bravado about you, but I get it when it becomes with the hip hop. There's so many different forms of hip hop. You don't have to be this gangster rapper, but yeah. He was shot over the weekend. I think he owed to Lil TJ money. And one person in his entourage, I think Offset said to Lil TJ, "You're gonna have to get your money back in blood," after he lent it to him. So that's when he took it to another level. Yeah. It's crazy now.
I mean, that's a whole song, right? Like we're embodying now. Like, please.
I don't understand what more you can do. After somebody said that to you, you know.
Mean, what you can do is not deal with them anymore. What you can do is not lend them money and understand that you're putting your whole life and lifestyle at risk to now shoot somebody in the middle of the Hard Rock.
Oh. Yo, like this is not.
It does. I agree.
In Florida.
Look what Joey said. He said, sometimes I feel like rap should be banned, like the gangster rap version. I feel like it perpetuates the lifestyle. It is so sad that this is where hip hop has hit its spin and like its peak, because this is what they look at as hip hop, right? This is what they look at Black people as a whole sometimes as, because the rap culture, the hip hop culture, they feel embodies the people.
And they use this to drive sales. You know, I know the labels will work this into rotation. And these are some of the clips that I'm coming by and that I'm getting messages by. I did want to bring it to some of the people on our platform. Shout out to our live viewers right now. The numbers is going up and y'all are really right in the chat, man. And hip hop has got to a point now where it's hyper aggressive, and a lot of people, I feel like the age of the gangster rap are now in jail. The people that are really doing it are in jail. You know what I mean? Young Thug, he just got out, but the Little Durks, the others that are sitting, and I hope they see like the folly of their ways.
But that's the thing, right? They're sitting in jail, but what does that mean at the end of the day? I really want to delve into that.
So, what does rehabilitation look like? A better rehabilitation.
It's not going to come from jail. I mean, that's right.
Talk about it, JD.
That's not what it is, but it's also just sad that, right, like gangster rap, we're not still blaming the system that controls how the messages are coming out. We're not blaming the school systems for not teaching them things that they can relate to in life so that they stay interested in something better. We're not, giving I saw this clip the other day about how this teacher presented two tests, real simple little word quizzes to two separate parts of the room. And one of them, the answers were very simple. And the first two answers were not solvable, but the third one was the same as the last. And by the time they got to the third one, the ones that had this, unsolvable problem were kind of made in their mind to feel like they were dumb, like they couldn't get it done. And the other ones still, survived and just kept going. And it was simple for them. And it was this learned behavior of, when I've had conversations with white came Black folks, it's not the same as before. Well, if we haven't healed it and you have been turned down enough times, yes, of course, there's probably somebody that will give you that opportunity. But at some point you do start to debilitate your strive, you do start to believe the narrative that these things aren't possible. And so much is made to feel that way. Why don't we have a system that's loving enough to make us see the beauty in each other? And so right now we're just faced with this opposite, where like I'm arguing my 15-year-old nephew who grew up in Israel in this community that I love, that, wants to be, is listening to NBA YoungBoy and all of these others and trying to tell me that, what real thug life is, or what he would do with this, that, and the other. And I'm like, man, that's not, you don't have a clue what it feels like to be staring down the barrel of a gun. I'm telling you, it's not like that. This isn't fun and games. It's what I like about Ali Sadiq when he talks about his comedy. He was like, y'all think these, you know, a shootout is like this. No, a shootout is like,
Right.
It's real. It's like, you're not tough when you get behind the barrel of a gun.
Right. That's a fact.
You couldn't tell these rappers that, honestly. They act like they at the gun range every other Sunday when they are not. And the music is so catchy in a sense where the younger crowd now picks up on it in like 20-second clips and bites. Like, it's crazy that someone's telling you, especially where you're from. So you done seen it all. Like, it's like, if anybody doesn't say anything, my boy from St. Louis, like, he know. I respect it. Like, I know, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, but they glorify it, man. It's glamorized, man. They make it look cool. You put some chains in front of it. You put a girl in a car, JD, print the money from the label. Print it.
Joey is hitting it. It's designed that way, and it's mind control. Exactly, because systemically,
and its whole system, right?
The whole system is in place to, you know, give people of color the least amount possible and put them in condensed situations, impoverished, stressed out, building anger, right? Poisonous. I mean, it just. When we get out, it's like miraculous.
If everything else was right and gangster rap existed, and even in the way that it does, because I don't even like to call it gangster rap anymore. I grew up on gangster rap. I love Ice Cube and Scarface.
Right. This is different.
This is ignorant rap.
I call it like that. You know.
Yeah, even if that was what was, you know, like the main thing, but everything else in the system was about love and opportunity and all of that, then that would be entertainment and nobody would be responding the way that they're doing.
Agreed.
Right?
I think
it would be
a much smaller lane.
It would be acting like instead of trying to make it your lifestyle.
And I watch the pivot, right? I love how we could change narratives and look at the backpedal of Mr. West. At the moment right now, and look how like the switch got flipped, and it's like he's nice, he's great again. Oh, he's okay again. Let's put him on these platforms. And now I'm just watching, and I'm just like, yo, this is nuts.
Not really. London had a concert. They canceled the whole damn thing because of Kanye.
You know what I mean? And I love Ye's music, but it's like I watch him crash out, and I'm like, okay, if that's where you stand, cool. But it's nuts to see everybody after he says this. These community leaders could come out now and sit with him, and they're like, "Okay, you know, we'll let you in London." But now they banned him in London. All the sponsors are dropping out one by one. Like, oh, we don't know. He's selling
so much that they canceled the entire concert. The entire concert was canceled because they lost their sponsorship.
Yeah, they had like sponsors. I forgot Wireless dropped out. But then, you know, he had them on stage, and he's like, "This is what 88,000 or 80,000 people look like." And he's selling out these arenas. The same guy that was canceled not too long ago, you know. So it's just funny how we allow certain figures to still exist, and
how much the press can give them opportunity and showtime, so to speak. Because even the press is not really about true journalism or any of that. It's about showtime. It's about, you know, getting clicks as well. Everybody's trying to capture your eye. So we're not in a world of reality. We're living in this world of an imitation of life, and it's
you better talk about it. Hold on one second. I see Precious has come in, and I want to slide her right onto the stage so she could just jump in. Hi, Precious. It's good to have you back.
How you doing, Precious?
You're muted, honey.
Like, yeah, let's see if we got mute that. Hello.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Welcome back to VPR.
Thank you.
Now, I don't know how long you've been here, because I know you were there without your camera for a few minutes, and if you've heard kind of what we've been delving into, but I would love to get some of your insight from a standpoint of a woman, right? Like of a mother, Black community, you know, general poverty breaking advocate in hip hop, and what's happening with hip hop, where we're seeing all these young rappers getting shot, getting jailed, coming home. If you weren't here for the Pooh Shiesty, just to synopsize it for you, he was in jail 3 or 4 years, came home, got right back on Demon Time, and went and robbed Gucci Mane and his crew.
You had to call it Demon Time.
His father are flexing online about what all the stuff that they got from their bounty.
So I do think that rap is not the same like how it was when we were coming up. It's more violence. It glorifies and pushes off a culture that I don't really think that was intended for rap to push off the type of the type of vibes that is given to our youth now. Of course, social media kind of helps glorify that and push it because they're able to live out these rap songs and lyrics on social media, which half of these rappers don't even let their own children listen to their lyrics, but they flood them in the studio. The whole Pooh Shiesty and Gucci Man thing, I have I see it from both angles. My thing with Gucci Man is if you are this change renowned person and you're not what you used to being from the streets, then you have to live that the inside behind closed doors, and in a public. You cannot continue to sign artists that's still from the streets, because Pooh Shiesty is not that keyboard rapper or that entertainer rapper. Pooh Shiesty let he quick to put the rap stuff to the side and go get suited and booted up for the beef stuff. So you cannot say, oh, I'm a changed man, but you still sign an artist that was like you when you was running zone 6 or zone 7, whatever zone you was running in Atlanta. If you a changed person and you're living this modest life, then that means that your record label should reflect that as well. You can't keep pushing off what you don't even want to live in your own home. So therefore, I'm not saying that Pooh Shiesty is right in what he did at all, but what I'm saying, you cannot expect to still have your foot on one side of the fence doing another thing. So therefore, allegedly he did whatever he did with Pooh Shiesty money. So you have to know what's coming with that. I feel like he, had some type of clue because he brought off-duty police officers, but you can't be trying to, entangle with that crowd just because you see the money that it can generate. You need to be signing artists like Kendrick Lamar, that's not off into the streets. If this is not the lifestyle that you live in, but you can't do both and then say you're a changed person and then run to the police when you still flooding our community with hood rappers and trap music. I mean, this is how you making your money and how you living. So you have to practice what you preach. So that's my spill on that. I feel like Pooh Shiesty don't have the people around him that he needs to have around him to show him different. He has the street people around him to let him know you ain't finna let nobody just take nothing.
His daddy would have known. Fine now, chat. His daddy was right there with him.
Right.
So his daddy ain't telling him.
This is what I'm saying. And I want to ask you a question. Right. FMI pointed out that before this, when Shiesty was in jail and stuff, and it was his brother, you said, that passed away?
Yeah, it was his cousin.
His cousin.
Yeah.
And then Gucci asked for the chain back. Do you think he was just poking the bear and poking the bear and poking the bear to see what would happen?
I really think that he didn't think that Pooh Shiesty would get on that type of time with him. And I think that because he was, their boss or however he wanted to, perceive himself, I think that he felt that was okay. But it's the loyalty, like that's Pooh Shiesty blood cousin. That's not a friend. That's not somebody from the record label that he met. That's his cousin. So he probably felt, I don't know if Pooh Shiesty introduced them or how they met, but he humiliated his family to the world. He laid his cousin to rest as if he was nothing. And then to further push the topic, his wife, made statements and they better be lucky we did this and did that. But then you turn around and you always flossing all your jewelry, your kids and Gucci this, Gucci that, Gucci basketballs, but then you acting broke to your artists, they gonna feel a certain type of way because it's almost like you're using them to boost your lifestyle and then to say, oh well, I don't have the money to pay you, but you flossing this big lifestyle.
Right.
You know that everybody is not gonna take that with a grain of salt and say, hey, I'm gonna just continue to work for you. You disrespected his family during the time when they were grieving. You asked for the chains back, which
Yeah,
not
that
only
was
was it a
crazy.
disrespect, yeah, it also was almost like a I punked you type of thing. So
Yeah.
I believe that all of that played a part in why Pooh Shiesty felt like he needed to get out to let him know this, not that.
Yeah.
And while I don't agree with it, I feel like Gucci Man, you're not innocent. You
Agreed.
cannot tangle in the arena and then think that you can also have the rules of how they come back. You don't
Mhm.
know how nobody else is going to act. If you change, does not mean Pooh Shiesty change. So if you change, then again you need to live a life like you change. You should be pushing them to want to do better things, to do positive things, and not rap about the things that they rap about if you change. But if you've not changed, then I mean these are the things that's gonna happen. But I just feel like people like Gucci Man, it just it I can't explain it the way I want to because I don't want people to think that I'm just going totally after Gucci Man. But I feel like when you have such a big platform, sometime in your life you got to say, let me push out more positivity
I
to our
agree.
youth
I
because
feel like
you
it's a
see.
responsibility. Yeah.
Yes, you
But
see what we are going through. You come from where we come from.
Right.
So you shouldn't be alienated to what we're going through. So you need to be pushing out more and more positivity to our communities. You see right now, our community is just has lost it. It's just like
Broken.
the wild, wild west. Yes, I mean,
Hmm.
and I never thought that I would see a day when rappers, do something like that. And I mean, he was such in a good space, the space that half of these youth will die to be in. But obviously, he is letting you know that none of that matters because everybody around him is on the same time, the go mode time. So if
Right.
he's never been taught anything different, he's gonna do what he think is the right thing, and that's what he thought was the right thing because everybody around him feels that this is how we handle business instead of legally, going to an attorney and doing all of those things. So
Mhm.
I
and
mean,
be precious. And I'm just
mhm.
gonna tap in with the chat because we have a few people that's writing right
We've
now.
also got a racist in the chat who can go kick rocks and then jump off of a cliff.
Oh, there's a racist. Okay, all right. I'm
Okay.
glad you taking care of that.
Facts.
He said
We're here to heal, not harm.
the
Okay,
Mhm.
great
but
black
you can still get harmed. Okay.
women is totally a phenomenon. Where did they learn? Where did they learn it? Well, where did they learn it? That's what he wrote. So he said degrading women, black women, is a total phenomenon. Where did they learn it?
And then he said from black, meaning from black people. So we're going to dismiss the ignorance because for sure that is part of what perpetuates this. But I
And
think
that's a white cultural thing more.
yeah. Yeah.
I do want to talk more about reform because these rappers are, committing these crimes, and even people. So it shows me even with people with money, even people with, the assets to achieve anything they want can still do these crimes. So where's that divide? And what was your best idea of what reform would look like to maybe reach or change some of the mindsets or actually create, difference in the behavior?
You asking me or JD?
Either one of you, because you both are on that same
Sorry.
time.
I was asking Precious at first, but so we'll start with Precious, if you don't mind.
I think that when they are in those type of positions and have that type of resources and reach and pull, they have to want to learn better. If they never learn better, no matter if you take them out the hood, but if the hood is still if they're surrounded by the hood out in the suburbs, all they gonna do is hood things. So they have to be around people that's going to show them, let me show you something different. Let me show you a new way of living. And also gradually, I know that this is, they have their image, but they have to slowly revert from that image so that they can learn different. You shouldn't want to be a 50-year-old rapper still talking about sliding and, all of this. I understand, you start off that way, but once you get to a space where you see that you've made it, now you should want to, turn and do something different.
I want to I
And
want to delve into that question a little bit deeper, specifically with your nonprofit, because I know you are working within communities. How do we reach those people? Like for me, it would be a teacher in school, someone else that came into my life later when I was in a group home, right? I was clearly on a path, right? But how do we get these people to reach the kids that are so at risk? Like, tell me what you and your foundation do to help to mold these kids in a different format, because they're being molded, right? From society, from their environment. How do we do something different to restructure?
Meeting them where they are. Also, it's really important that they see a representation of themselves in successful people. So I don't when I have forums and when I bring you to speak or even have just youth forums, I want to get people that look like them, that come from where they are, that's successful. I'm not going to walk in there with an 80-year-old lawyer and say, hey, take advice from him, this is how you get, because they're going to look at that as, we cannot relate to him. He's boring. I don't want to look like that. I do not want to, there's nothing that he can say to us. So what I like to do is get people from the neighborhoods, that, as we call it, the trenches where they've came from, and they haven't turned too Hollywood or too corporate, but they're able to reach back and they're able to basically tell their experiences. When they tell them the things that they've been through, and they're looking like, oh my goodness, he been through the same things, we've been through, or he experienced or taken some of the same type of losses that we've taken, but now he's an attorney or now he's an engineer. And when I tell these people, to come in as mentors, I'm asking them, make sure you wear your Gucci, make sure you wear your Louis, make sure you wear your red bottoms, so that they can see that these are things you can acquire being legal, and you don't only have to be a rapper or a ball player. There's other things out there. And so then when these type of people that they can relate to, that's coming in there with the fresh dreads or the fresh lineups, and they look like them, they see, okay, we can relate. We want to see, how did you get from here to there, and you don't have to worry about being in shootouts, and you don't have to worry about going to jail or this is and other, but you're successful and you're legally driving a Benz, or you're legally driving a Jag or a Rolls Royce or whatever it may be, because now you've piqued their interest, because they can relate to you, because you come from where they are and they know that it's obtainable for them to get this. So that's a huge piece. And also staying connected to our community. Like, I'm out there with the shooters. I'm out there with the youth that's wearing the shiesties and the bags and the ARs and the Glocks and the switches. I don't run from them, because a lot of organizations, they deal with the kids that's already making a straight A's. They
Mhm.
get a lot of accolades. I want the kids that's barely going to school,
That's
that's
right. Get them out
feel
the
like
street.
they only option is the streets, because
Yeah.
that's not your only option.
Mhm.
So I deal with them. I'm not going around them with police. I'm not putting them,
Right.
sticking a news camera, in their face to talk.
Right.
No, I respect their privacy. I
Mhm.
respect, I just respect them, and I know the difference between the kids that's making the good grade kids, and the
Mhm.
kids that's in the streets. I know, how to handle both and how to communicate with both. And that's the key thing. If you can build the trust and they can trust you, and
Mhm.
you can stay consistent, and they know that you just not on no bull crap to try to use them, to get grant funding, or to, use them as the face, then
Yeah.
they know that they can trust you. And not only helping a kid, you got to want to help the family too, the household,
That's
so
right.
it's about building a trust and staying consistent.
Mhm.
And because I raised three boys. I had three. My sons were all different type of kids. I had the Pooh Shiesty in my house. I
Mm-hmm.
had the Carlton, in my house,
Mm-hmm.
and I had my, the other one that was stuck in the middle between
Medium,
both.
right?
Exactly. So
Right.
I know what it's like,
Yeah,
and so in each one of them, I had to change my parents, and I was a young parent, so I grew up with my children, and the things that I've learned, as growing up with them, the things that I've learned, I've taken it, and I use it to help our community. I use it with my grandkids. I used to let my kids listen to rap and all of that because I listened to it. So there were things that I did as a younger parent that I wish I would have done different. Like the person in the chat's talking about failed parenting is never failed parenting. It's just parents that we didn't understand what mental health was
you
because
better
we
talk
came from
about
a
it.
community
Right.
that we didn't talk about mental health. And then the same services that were offered to our white counterparts wasn't
That's right.
offered to us. So when you say
Correct.
failed parenting, you can never even walk a mile in our shoes. So let's clock that real quick because there's
Okay.
nothing failed about us. We don't give up on our kids, but
Well,
we
okay.
understand today what trauma is. So we're
Right.
doing better and we're making better strides. But our kids, it's not too many of our kids that's going doing mass shootings, and they
That's
had
right.
opportunities to go and get mental health and all of these things,
That's
and
right.
we didn't create that. So
That's right.
obviously, some things still didn't click. So when you say failed parenting, be
Yeah.
mindful of what you're saying when you
Right.
say failed parenting. So
That's
I know
right.
I kind of went out, but I just wanted
No,
to
I'm
let
glad that
Pooh or whatever
I'm
their
glad
name
you
is
said
know.
that because that
Hmm.
needed to be said. There were a couple of things he said, and I've
Hmm.
held it, but I want to hear the same. I want to hear the same from JD because you guys both offer such a fresh perspective on really going in and helping to undo, helping to heal, right? Because that's where it all begins, right? With that trauma, as you mentioned, this isn't a fail. It's not a failure until it's all over. And life is a journey
Hmm.
regardless. And you can always start over again,
Hmm.
right? But it's who can teach you, who can reach you. Are you reachable? Do you
Hmm.
want to start over? What's your journey going to be like? So, JD, I would love you to delve into that question as well.
Yeah, I think what's missing from all of these systems we've talked about is truth, right? And like, so when I go in and I'm speaking, I think the hardest people for me to speak to about truth is my less melanated folks, which I hope that gentleman's still listening, because we have been deceived more than anybody. But when I go in to speak to youth that are, got ankle bracelets on and whatnot, they look at me when I first come in like, what is this mother gonna tell me today? And within 5 minutes, I'm telling them a story of truth and honesty. And from that moment, as long as I stay on the path of, hey, this is how these systems are created, this is the mindset that put these systems in place, these are the things they start to go, oh, that makes sense. That's why somebody treats me like that. That's why this system is set up like that. At least they know and they have some level of now understanding. And this, above all, just seek some understanding. It's why in my book, the first step is don't make a move until you seek understanding. And I think, Precious has been on her journey to seek understanding. And so, yes, of course, there's mistakes I did, things me and some of her family members, will constantly laugh and joke about, whew, glad we're not going through that rehabilitation system that, that we talk about is not really a rehabilitation system, because we got second chances and third chances or missed chances and all of these things. But at the same time, what in how these systems are designed is so much to keep us confused and away from the truth. And if we can just stay focused on the truth, and the truth being like, how does life operate and how do we operate within life, what is really valuable in this world, like, I know, and I appreciate Precious for saying that, she goes and gets the lawyers that are dressed the way they want to dress, because you got to meet them where they are. And the next step is, okay, now who are we giving that money to, and why can't we, formulate our own Gucci's, our own things of that nature? And why do we feel like those aren't as great as those things until we, somebody, told me that they that there's a jean selling for $17,000 that some of these NBA players wear. I don't know why you would put $17,000 into a pair of jeans into somebody else's pocket when that 17,000 could impact someone's life.
I watch these young kids, the Mary jeans. Mary jeans are like $1,500, $1,200 a pair, and these kids are walking around on the bus with them every day. Like you see,
on the bus in New York City, which is really
whatever, you'll see them.
Yeah, see, and the gangster rappers I grew up on said, "Don't buy an $85,000 car before you buy a house." You know, like the level of ignorance that starts by how we designed our school systems to teach you to ignore the truth.
Yeah.
The level of ignorance just in our entertainment, in our news media, in our ignoring the truth. That's really what ignorance is at the base of it. Now is just perpetuated at a whole nother level. Right. I can't even excuse, I can't talk stuff about what shiesty, poo shiesty, and not say that our president isn't one of the most ignorant, spewing.
One of the shiestiest.
And perfect timing, because someone asked, can we discuss Jeffrey Epstein? Like,
and
we said the truth.
I remember, Precious, it's funny, like, I've seen a clip. You brought up like school shooters and different things like that, right?
Yeah.
And I've seen a clip that triggered me, JD, all of the viewers right now, Kiana, like the fact that there's people that idolize these teen shooters. And I don't know if you want to see this 20-30 second clip.
No.
It's posted by CNN. That's what got me. I was just like, why are we airing this? Why is this person on air saying, yes, one day I looked at this school and I just dreamed of doing this? I'm like, isn't that a crime? I'm like, I'm sorry, like, isn't it conspiracy a thing? Almost like this girl is on camera.
But you see what JD said earlier, right? About media and what they portray. Right? So why would you give light to that? As from a journalistic standpoint, right? You could even just talk about it as a story, but why put the video up? Why encourage it? There's just so much being fed. It's mind-boggling. This is why I don't tune into news, by the way.
18-year-old Liliana, she had a plot to attack her school. She was inspired by an online forum that glorifies mass shootings.
What are we doing about these online forums? Because sometimes I post things about racism on Facebook and they ban it, but we've got online forums where we can perpetuate hate and murder from a mass standpoint, and they're just up and running, no problems.
But you see how Meta's being sued right now for them controlling the algorithm to make it addictive for teens and different.
Yes.
So if they're doing that, like I look at my phone, if I even open social media on my phone in the mornings, I'm always fed things that trigger me. I stop. So I stop myself once I see it and I put it down. I'm like, oh, it happens every morning. And I watch the algorithm on what I get during the day, but in the morning, it puts things that I do not agree with, and I always.
I'm not surprised.
I'm just like, and I
Let me tell you something that is also done intentionally, right? Because the way that you start your day and the mindset, and this has been proven time and time again, scientifically even, right? When you open your eyes, now most of us are programmed to reach for our phone, right? Not yawn and stretch, get some water, do some push-ups, reach for the phone. And the first thing that you see is going to set the tone for your day. So when you see things that trigger you, when your news pops up and Iran has been bombed again, blah, blah, that's the first thing that you're tuning in. Those 5 to 15 minutes when you open your eyes, that is like the key time to wire your brain. So the last thing you want to do is get on your phone. I've started just by taking a few minutes and giving gratitude. I'll write down what I'm grateful for. I drink some water, blah, 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 blah. Get ready. And then I'll be on my phone for whatever the case may be. And I usually don't hit Facebook until much later. But this is what is happening. And I want to know, just on a grand scale, when people will stop taking the lies and just eating it up. Y'all just eating it up, and digesting it. And not through all the smoke and mirrors.
It's easier to eat it up than dissect it. the truth find.
Oh,
it's just and that convenience. I've watched it with kids with the music that I spin to now. They only can listen to 20 seconds. It's like you only can watch 20 seconds of a video. You only watch 10-minute YouTube videos now.
Yeah.
Sometimes see long form content and you're like, nope, I'll go with the short form.
I play a 4-minute
Let alone
song.
reading a paragraph or an entire book, God forbid.
I play a 4-minute song and they're like, holy smokes, that's a long ass.
Right.
You see?
That's why songs. Remember in the 90s?
6 minutes, 12 minutes.
The 80s, songs were traditionally 3 to 4 minutes long, sometimes longer, because you know how they'd have that beginning intro. Hey, girl. You know,
you gotta work it. You gotta work
now
it.
songs are like 2 minutes, 20 seconds or less. Same with movies. Movies used to be 2 hours, right? An hour, 30 minutes, an hour, 24 minutes. You're paying much more, but the content has been condensed because the minds of these kids, the more that they're on TikTok and scrolling, their brains are wired to say, okay, what now? What next? What's going to happen now?
Tech, and you're not sitting there trying to get someone to subscribe or pay for something. You're not running a business that could be feasible in the future.
Right.
You have to build something to get people's retention, whether it be an app or something, because that's everyone's on their phone now. It's sad, but it's just it's the iPad kids have grown up now that have always had that comfort next to them.
Yeah,
that media could be you know what I mean, engorged on as much as they want. Those smaller chat rooms are there for the people that have that mindset that they're trying to find their kin. You know what I mean? Their people. Right. Where mass shooters are getting a platform now. Kids are bleeding from 10, 15 years ago when they were seeing people on Facebook and not Facebook on what was it, MySpace, when they're trying to match everybody's hype. Now it's the kids that have grown up into all of these disorders. And like I was having a conversation and just throwing things out there. I have never, in my opinion, seen so many children be born with so many birth defects. Autism, even for my family, even the nephew.
I said the same thing.
What is going on?
Not to mention all this whole slew of new diseases, right? That you've never ever heard of, and you see a new medication for them every day. It went from like restless, like there's just names for everything, and I'm like, what the hell is that?
I feel like we're just moving the goalposts, like you know what I mean, when it comes to a lot of things. Like I see all these TikTok videos about the Jewish food places having different, you know, ingredients, of course, and we're being Americans to be fed different things. And I'm just looking into it, and I'm just like, all of this division of the war. People are complaining about their gas prices. Our president is being looked after and sought after for, you know what I mean, other nefarious things.
But forget about the Jewish people. We need to focus on why ingredients that are banned in other continents, are allowed in the United States, right? Things that are toxic, things that are known to be carcinogenic. Europe, they don't exist.
Telling me something is enriched, meaning that sounds like, oh man, this sounds good for me, and enriched means it's harmful to me. Like that is sick. So when we talk about the mental illness of kids or the illness, like the mental illness of a systemic design of the people that designed it, when are we going to start talking about the mental illness of the people that that are running this shit?
I mean,
started this shit.
Who started this shit? For real.
For real. It's a mentally ill society. So
that part.
My friend who I work with named Karate Ali tells students all the time, you are not your thoughts.
Yeah.
And we are the result. These are all results of something. And if we can take that essence and get back to some core essence of life, just like you was talking about with the food, when somebody asked me to tell, okay, well, what is the truth now? Since the truth is that the earth has the nutrients that our bodies need, that our bodies are made up of the same nutrients as the earth, that there is a life cycle that happens. If anything else that's happening is not contributing to that life cycle, it's contributing to an imitation of life or a death-based culture. So Wall Street, where y'all live at, spends all this time juggling numbers and digits and not contributing one bit to real life.
Yep.
The hospital systems don't really talk about health. They talk about medicine. They talk about surgery. You don't go in there to actually heal, to come out stronger.
That's right.
Come out, on this get this pill for the rest of your life to
That's right.
have this
And then
chemistry.
another pill
They
behind it,
manage
side
it, they
effects
don't
from that
cure
pill.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so all of this is an anti-life system. And once we get through that, and it's going to be ugly. The ending is going to be as uglier than the beginning because the beginning was ugly. So there has never been a time where you can look at the United States and really say it was great. You've just been told to process it's great by pledging your allegiance to the flag.
Hello. No thanks. Ooh, I'm telling you. We need more of a conversation. I see we've already hit our time, but I'm like, whew, we need like a whole half a day. We need like some there's so much to discuss and so much that I want to dig into those beautiful brains of yours. And I just honestly want to thank both of you for the hard work that you are doing. Both of you are in the trenches trying to undo the harm that has been done to our people. And, as a mother, as a Black woman, I really just want to thank you and pledge my allegiance to both of you. Okay. Because I'm with it and I'm with you. And as much as we can impact these kids and future generations positively, even if we hit one person in our lifetime, that makes such a tremendous amount of difference. And so, I just, again, want to thank you guys because it's so much, like you said, that we're in a mentally ill society. Like that's a coined phrase right there, because that's the fact. How do we undo that? Right.
Yes.
FMI?
In the swamp. Drain the swamp. That's what y'all tell me I was doing.
Got to
continue draining, man. I'm waiting.
Yeah.
I'm waiting. I want to say thank you, JD. Thank you, Precious, for joining us on this Thursday. Y'all had the chat going crazy. It's still going crazy.
Yeah, they're really going crazy. They're arguing about white Jesus currently, but we love it. Amongst
yourselves.
the numbers up. Keep our watch time high.
Started as a painting. It wasn't a real thing.
That's right.
Right.
Go crazy.
White Jesus, aka Cesare Borgia. Yeah, we know.
Hey, Jesus, I can't continue. All right. Guys, thank you for tuning in to VPR. This is going to be an amazing episode. I can't wait to cut it up. And we're going to post this as its own episode on YouTube. JD, Precious, thank you. And we're going to be seeing you next time.
Before we sign off, you guys, please let them both know, let everyone that's watching know where they can find you, how they can follow you and get involved.
Yes.
I have a website, www.bgpdaily.org. I'm on Facebook. My social handle is Precious Jones. I also have Breaking Generational Poverty Foundation on Facebook too. So those are ways you can find me.
Check that out.
And Google me.
Okay.
And you'll find plenty of YouTube clips of her speaking on this. And raceforwhat.com. That's FOR, not the number 4. Raceforwhat.com. And that's usually my handle on social media as well. Race for What. So get at us. Like, I got some ideas I want to discuss with you guys offline anyway about what we can do together too. So
great. We're always with the shits.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
So we want to thank everyone for tuning in today. Stay tuned. That we'll have these beautiful people back again for another in-depth conversation. So have your questions ready, and we'll see you next Thursday, guys. Thank you for watching.
Bye-bye. Thanks.
Bye, guys.
Take care.
Bye-bye.